Abortion is so un-American. It's something that people weren't paying attention on, and the court slipped it in on them, and pretty soon people started to wake up and say, oh my goodness, this is horrible. And all across America, people are starting now to wake up. Now, because of the nature of the way that the court usurped their power and authority and decided to take the power to themselves to create law out of thin air, we have one of the most polarizing issues that has confronted our nation since the days of slavery. And yet, just as slavery is fundamentally un-American, so even more so, anything that violates the most fundamental right, the right to life, is contrary to everything that Americans have stood for and fought for. Now, some people are aware of the fact now that we're engaged in a great war, a war against terrorists. Should that surprise us? Well, think about it a little bit. What is it that terrorists believe? Terrorists believe that, hey, it's okay to blow up a few people to make a political statement. And what do we believe? We believe right to life is a fundamental God-given right. We are completely on the opposite side of the page of the terrorist. The terrorist is a terrorist. And what does that mean? Well, it means he wants to compel you into doing something because you're so afraid of him. That's not very similar, is it, to what we believe, that God gives people the right to life and then the right to liberty. The right to liberty is to be able to follow your own conscience without being terrorized by some opponent. So it is no big surprise that we fight the terrorists, because they are fundamentally un-American. And yet we have terrorists in our own culture called abortionists. One of the good pieces of news why we are winning this war is because there are not enough heartless doctors being graduated from medical schools. There's a real shortage of abortionists who wants to be at the very bottom of the food chain of the medical profession. And what sort of places do these bottom of the food chain doctors work in? Places that are really a pit. You find that along with the culture of death go all kinds of other law breaking. The not following good sanitary procedure, giving abortions to women who are not actually pregnant, cheating on taxes, all these kinds of things, the misuse of anesthetics so that people die or almost die. All of these things are common practice, and all that information is available for America. And the day is coming when this public discussion will continue, and America will say, we're tired of abortion, because it's so fundamentally un-American. And this, like a bad nightmare, will pass away, and there will be a day, just as there is today, where people say, who would ever support slavery? In the future, there will be a day when men will say, who would ever have supported something so un-American as abortion?